Welcome back to the Qt Developer. Today we're going to dive into the world of C++. C++ with the Qt console. We're going to build a really useful and classic project, a console-based to-do list manager. This project is terrific. It's great for beginners because it covers all the core concepts of C++. It covers them in a practical way. By the end of this video, you have a fully functional program. It can add, view, and delete tasks. It can even save the data to a file. It'll do so when you close the program, the information won't disappear. Pretty cool, eh? Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the code. Before we get to the main menu, we need to set up the building blocks of the application. A to-do list is made up of tasks, so we'll start with a struct. It'll represent a single task. As you can see, the task struct is very simple. It has an std string for the description, a boolean is completed. It'll track the status. This simple structure makes it easy to manage the data. Next, I need a way to store the multiple tasks. So let's create an std vector, a vector of task objects. A vector is perfect because it is a dynamic array that can grow and shrink as we delete tasks. Finally, let's make sure our tasks don't get lost. I'll need to set up a file I/O. I'll use the fstream library, which will save the vector of tasks to a file, then load them back up again when the program starts. This is what gives our application persistence. Now I'm going to look at the main heart of the program, the main function. The first thing I do is declare the tasks vector in the file name, then immediately call load tasks from file. This ensures that if you have a list from the previous session, it's ready to go. The core of the program is this do-while loop. It's an infinite loop that will keep running until the user chooses to exit. Inside the loop, I'm going to have a display menu. This function, which prints out all the options, and then I can wait for the user to make their choice. I'll use a switch statement. 4 cases: one to add, view, mark as complete, and delete the tasks. You'll also note some of the code that will handle common problems. Invalid input, what if the user presses a number? So I'll use std_cnfail. This will catch errors and clear the state. It's going to ignore the bad input, and it will also prevent the program from crashing. Now looking at the core functions. The add task, well, this one's pretty straightforward. I need to prompt the user for task description. Notice this std getLine along with the cin and description string. Instead of just using cin, this is really important because if I just use cin, the task will exit upon spaces. So now I can push back the whole line. The viewTasks function, well, this is how we're going to view the list. I'll loop through the tasks vector and print each task. The cool part here is that a little if-else inside will see out using a ternary operator, the question mark and the colon. This is a compact way of saying if the task is complete, print X, otherwise print an empty string. The mark complete and the delete task, they work in a similar way. They first call the view task to show the user's current list, then they ask for the task number. Remember, our vector is a 0-based index. but for the user, we need to be 1, so I'll have to add to it. The mark task complete function, well, this toggles the is complete boolean. That is complete boolean is for each task. Now the delete task function, that's going to erase the method. The next, saving and loading. Finally, get to the code that makes this a really nifty application. The file persistence. The save tasks to file function uses the OFStream object. It opens the tasks.txt and it'll write each line to a new line, or each task to a new line. I'll use a simple format. Task description. I'll then use a piped character, and then a 1. And this way I can number the tasks as they're saved. Then the load tasks from file function, well, this does it in reverse. It uses the ifstream, reads a file line by line, and then pushes them into the vector. I'll use the substring to extract the description and the status. And there you have it, a complete to-do list manager, all done in C++ and Qt. I've completed everything from basic data structures to file handling to user input. The project is an excellent foundation for building more complex applications. You could take this even further by adding new features like adding due dates to tasks, giving tasks a priority level, implementing a simple search function. The possibilities are endless. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. More C++ tutorials will continue. Let me know any comments you have or other console applications you'd like to see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.